disturbance in the force, as if voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
And I want people to say the whole point of this is not to call out Nick. The whole point of this is, why do people call me misogynist and not Nick? Because he says this. Hold on.
I think we have.
And I was like, hey, why don't we do a dating stream where we can answer questions, even though we're both single, and, you know, it'll be fun. And
yeah, it's funny.
Never heard back. And then 12 hours later, I see that all these people start getting striked. And I was like, am I personally responsible for all these people starting to get striked?
Unfortunately, probably.
It turns out for some of them, it happened the week prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had heard that might have been the trigger. That's so okay. It wasn't.
I thought it was at first, but it turns out it was Madcore Mofo who did a reaction, and that's probably what started it all. What is the most important thing in a woman? I'm going to guess for him, he's going to say brains.
What is the most important thing in a woman?
What's the most important thing in a woman? There's really only one answer. My dick.
I'm saying this as a friend trying to help him out, because this is something I'm seeing from a lot of people. I'm hearing from a lot of people, and this shit has got to get solved and it's got to go away. And if it takes Papa Mindset to be the one to nut up and do it, well, then I'm going to do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not afraid of stepping on somebody's toes. No. And I respect other people not commenting on it. I respect that. It's their choice. They can do whatever they want. It's their channels. They can do what they want. So yeah, those are good examples. Those are good examples. So look, we're looking at the law. We're looking at the law and we're saying, okay, how would that come out in the instant case? Because once again, we're applying this to Uncivil's parody dating video, right? That's the controversy here. That's the juice. That's the tea, right? I think the stronger argument will be it is. That's my personal opinion. But we can at least admit, at a bare minimum, we can admit there's there is an argument to be made that this is fair use. I think we can all agree with that. And I think any reasonable lawyer who's not sniffing somebody else's ass can agree there's an argument for fair use. So that's there. An argument for fair use. That's the legal side. That's the legal side. Let's go to the rules of the internet. Let's go to the rules of the internet. Because this is, I think, where we need to really talk. And this is the thing that I think people don't understand. Because once again, if you are a lawyer, what you probably have focused your entire life doing is focusing on the law and not focusing on reality or business or social acuity. But social skills, PR, marketing, sales, those aren't lawyers' strengths. And look, let me admit this myself. When I got on the internet, I thought from my corporate background and from my business background that I knew it all. I really was kind of arrogant. I'm going to admit it. I was a little bit arrogant. I was like, oh, I know it all. I know all the rules. But the internet has different rules, some of which I think people are discovering. Rule number one of the internet is that the internet is about the free flow of information. The free flow of information. The internet was born to get information out there. And let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Cheers to this. You know what one of the first things on the internet was? Porn. Because it was regulated elsewise. Yes, it was the spirit of the internet. Pirate Bay, all that stuff. That's the spirit of the internet. We wanted to just have information, free flow of information across boundaries, across languages, across the fucking world. Free flow of information. That was the vision of the internet. So anytime you are doing anything that is counter to the free flow of information, you are working against the internet. And the internet is like a fucking riptide. You will not win against the free flow of information. The spice and the information will flow. You cannot beat it. You just can't beat it. Anytime you swim against the free flow, that's a problem. And I think in this case, if you examine that rule of the internet, generally, if you a copyright strike or even a community guideline strike, frankly, is kind of some bitch-made shit because you're stopping the free flow of the internet. Factor number two for the laws of the internet. Do not be Goliath. Okay? Rule number one, do not stop the free flow of information. Rule number two, do not be Goliath. We all know David and Goliath, right? There's a reason why nobody ever cheers for Goliath. Every story, when there's a big side, you don't root for the big side, you root for the small side. You root for the plucky rebels. You root for the smaller group. And YouTube is no different from anything else. It's no different from a story, a movie, any other media. There's a reason why we don't like the mainstream media fucking swinging their dick around and crushing small creators. It's not cool. It doesn't go well. It never is a good look from a PR standpoint, from an internet standpoint. So don't be the big guy trying to crush the little guy on the internet. You're not going to get popularity from that. So you don't want to be the Goliath, bro. And if you have, I'm sorry, if you have 100K subs, and I'm using Uncivil's numbers, about 100K subs, if you're going against somebody who's a 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K subs, if you're 10x somebody, that's kind of my rule. If you're 10x or more, their subscribers, yeah, you're kind of Goliath. You're not David in this fight. You're not the little guy anymore. You're the big guy.
Recording my stream and uploading clips. Well, that kind of sucks. I could point out that he's infringing my copyright. In fact, I will point out he's infringing my copyright. Because he is infringing my copyright. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go to channel and just start filing copyright claims. Because he's infringing my copyright. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. Does anyone have a link to his channel? Yeah, let's take him down. Let's take him down.
If I go after somebody who has 1,000 subs, I'm Goliath. Even at 80K. If I go and attack them. By the way, it's a stupid move. Read the 48 Laws of Power if you haven't. It's Pancho Villa in the U.S. Army. He's running around evading the Army, made the U.S. look like a goddamn fool. You don't do that shit. It's stupid. But then the third rule, and this is the third fucking rule, and this is really important. This is really fucking important on the internet, is take a goddamn joke. Have some levity. Laugh. It's funny. If you're not, I'm on the internet shit. Like seeing memes is why I go and do this, Chef, I stream. I love seeing memes. I love seeing funny shit. So I'm here for that. I love that. So learn to laugh at yourself. Like I laugh at myself all the fucking time, guys. Literally. And here's the thing. When you show on the internet that you are bothered by something, you better fucking believe that people are going to come at you harder with it, that it's not going to stop. But when you lean into it, when you agree and amplify, you just fucking laugh at it or you ignore it, it's going to go away. So your choices are you can ignore it or you can fucking or you can fucking laugh at it, right? Those are probably your best choices from a PR standpoint. So that's where I'm at. This rule of the internet. So when I say what is a copyright cuck? Copyright cuck is somebody who knowingly violates both the laws of the internet and the law itself in terms of a colorable claim of fair use. If someone has a colorable claim of fair use and they're violating the laws of the internet, they're a copyright cuck. So that I can say about Law and Crime. I can say about NBC. I can say about TMZ. I can say it about all of them because they are truly violating those 100%. I am going to give my friends and people who I've streamed with and everybody else the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say, okay, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying you may not have known maybe either the law or maybe you didn't know the rules of the internet. Maybe you were ignorant to that. So I'm going to give you a pass. And I'm not calling, once again, I'm going to be very clear because there's 900 of you in here. There was only 100 there in the beginning. I'm not calling for you guys to do anything. I do not want anybody to go out there and do anything. I'm not saying unsub or unfollow. I'm not saying do anything. All I'm saying is these are the fucking rules of the road to me. And somebody needed to say it and I'm going to fucking say it. Because I think nobody, when you go on the internet, when you get on YouTube, nobody tells you these things. Nobody gets out and says, oh yeah, here are the rules. You figure them out the hard way. You figure them out the hard way. You figure them out by like literally trial and error. So I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt to correct their ways and learn. To correct their ways and learn. The chat is not your personal army. Don't piss them off because they have weaponized autism. They will bury you for it and never forgets. Yeah, and this is something that's very true. The chat never forgets. The chat never forgets. And other people's chats never forget. The internet never forgets, particularly the group, because honestly, you guys know, I see people around. I see people in all different chats. See people modding You know, some of you are mods from multiple channels. Like it's the same community. And when you're in a closed, honestly, it's a closed kind of community. People remember. So I think your reputation is very important in that. And I just want to help people and try to help them improve. And my intention here, and maybe people might not believe it, people might say, oh, I mean, Mindset's trying to cause drama. No, I'm trying to fix this shit. And somebody has to say something. If people don't know, and here's the thing, from now on, I've said it. Like maybe people didn't know before. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they do it, if they go ahead and keep doing it, then they've earned copyright cuck status. If they continue to do so after this video, then they've earned their title as the Jack Murphy of copyright. That's where we're going for this. I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt for now. My channel is about being your own judge. Follow who you want to follow. You don't have to listen to my dumbass. Follow whoever you want to follow.
I will just state for the record, like, you know, if you are falsely copy striking shit like your Pokimane, because you don't like it, yeah, you're kind of a garbage person. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it's the internet, wear a fucking helmet. Yeah, I trust me, I understand. I mean, I had Long Crime, you know, try to, you know, nuke me when I had like 800 subscribers. So trust me, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no,
at least
I definitely
you're an attorney. It was like for me, I'm like, oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but here's the thing, you know, that video. I mean, really, like I'd say, like for me, the way I understand it was that the parody dating video really was the big thing there.
This new strike is
to argue that is not fair use, to argue that is not parody, that is not jest, that is well, like yes, fair use is not exactly clear. Okay, thank you. We fucking get that. But let's like be real. You would like straight face. You'd have to walk into a federal court and say, "Your Honor, this isn't fair use." Like, you would be taking a big fucking gamble to go in there and say that's not fair use because you know what that. If that's not, then most things aren't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is like the Sargon Aquila video.
Yes.
But even better because you added your own shit to it. So it's like, you know, what's the deal?
And that's what happened is that he drug his feet for 3 days saying he would remove the strike if I just removed the video, just trying to bully me behind the scenes. And I was going to do it because I was afraid. And at the end of the day, I had to counter strike to get my video back.
Just to be clear, after that incident with Divinity, like in this particular thing, I did reach out to Uncivil in that circumstance, and he specifically asked me never come back to me with something like this again.
Mm.
So he's like, look, I'm gonna do what you're asking, but I'm telling you, please don't ask me to do this again. So I said, okay. So you know, if someone says to me, I don't want to have this type of conversation with you again, then me being a good friend is be like, okay, well then we won't have it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm being an a-hole. So people don't know that behind the scenes that sort of thing that happens, and that's part of what I mean. So you know, Josh came to me last time. He's like, hey, can you try to handle this whole thing? And I'm like, all right, I'll see what I can do. And then I appreciate that, by the way. And I don't mind. I don't mind that. And it's also, you were very specific about what you were asking me to do, which makes it easier rather than, hey, stand up and say something or do something. You were very specific about what you wanted me to do, and how I could try and pitch it. And that made it much easier for me. But my point is, there was an outgrowth that it did change the nature of our relationship, only to the extent that he said, hey, Joe, look, I like you. You're a friend of mine. Please don't ever do this with me again. And I said, okay, fine. I won't. But no one knows that. But then the next thing I know, something happens with him again, and people come to me, and I'm like, why am I here? Why am I stuck with this? This isn't fair.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I didn't reach out to you with this situation, right? And I think I DM'd you about this because it's the exact same thing, right? When the stuff happened with Divinity, I was like, hey, you know, I can reach out. I am sticking my neck out here, you know, I am, you know, cashing in on my relationship with Joe, but I didn't want to do that again.
And by the way, I didn't feel you were cashing in our relationship because I'm never bothered by requests. Anyone can make a request to me. That's totally cool. But as long as it's clear that it's a request, not an expectation that I either come through or they're going to be upset with me, because that I think that's where it becomes that you're cashing in. That's
yeah.
where it's like you're
It was just
testing.
more of a
It's
respect
like you're
thing, right?
It's like you're testing our relationship. Like, are you going to give in on what I'm asking you to do or not? And that is where I think it becomes unfair.
Honestly, Joe, like I can't thank you enough for coming on. Just as a friend and as a guy, you know, who's, you know, like I always revert back. Like you got 6 kids, you got to mediate a lot, and this is the last thing you want to mediate at the end of the day. You know, but you do a good job, and people love you, and
right. And I was not trying to parody or to make fun of anybody. I was just trying to give context, you know, to be like, oh, look what happened, this happened. But if I don't know, it just felt like I needed to add a little bit more sometimes.
You add your little word things on top of it and your thoughts about what's happening. And I'll tell you right now, which is what you do. I'll tell you right now. To me, I would say that I think that's even that minimal level where you're just giving your own commentary about what everyone is seeing. I think that to me
definitely
is fair use.
just so we're clear, you do not agree with the copyright strike that Kurt did.
I think it was fair use.
It was fair use. Okay. Because I will say, we're about to see Nate the lawyer say the same thing.
I would never do it.
And the
No,
only
what
reason...
I'm saying is I never copyright strike. I've told him I never copyright strike. And I think that I don't see how anyone really thinks that's not fair use.
Okay. Because a lot of people in the chat were saying, how does he feel? And again, I'm not trying to put you on the spot because I know it's a touchy situation, and especially having to deal with, also having to deal, you know, don't ever come at me with this again. Personally,
that's not the way it wasn't. It wasn't anger. It wasn't said in anger. I want to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do the whole Elaine Braidhoff "you will not look into my eyes" thing. It was a matter of
actually, it was more you're not going to look into my eyes again.
But it was not like that at all. The tone was much more, "Hey, Joe, just do me a favor and let's not have this conversation again."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." It wasn't angry or anything like that. He was just like, "Just don't do it again." And I was like, and I said, "I won't."
Don't have to tell me again.
If someone says that to me, I'm like, okay, I won't. So I guess I'm basically telling the world, if Kurt ever copyright strikes you, don't ask me. I told him I won't bring it up to him. So I'd be a jerk if I did.
Thanks, Joe. No, I appreciate it. I see my boy on civil law causing you guys some issues. I got to speak to him about this whole copyright thing because this thing it looks like it's becoming a mess. I don't know what's going on. So.
Okay, hold up, Nate. Before you start talking about it, do you know the video in question?
Oh yeah. I remember when it was first made.
Yep.
I remember the dating video, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I remember when the dating video was first made. There's always been like an issue, and I think the issue is people are going to make hate videos about you, right? To me, it's like, so what, right? The more people who make videos, so what? They see the video, so it's so what? And the only way that video gets power over you is if you do fight, if you do start doing copyright strikes.
Bingo.
Just ignore it, right? If you just ignore it or make fun of it, hey, this is a funny video somebody did, then it goes away. But now it's so big, and I think it's just blowing up. It's because they're trying to suppress it. So it's having the what they call the Streisand effect.
Mm-hmm.
You try to suppress something, and it's actually blowing it up. So
the opposite thing he wants to happen is happening.
Yeah.
Nate, do like a copyright claim, if anything.
No, but I've never done either.
But what we're talking about here is a false copyright strike, which means that he is claiming something as his that is not his. It's from his original stream.
Yeah, I don't understand where you guys because it wasn't created from Kurt. That video, right? That Snapshots made was not created from Kurt. Okay, Snapshots made it from scratch. All right, the effects, the cuts, the edits, the whole lot. All right, Kirk has come in and striked
tiny little snippets.
Yeah, all right.
Tiny
you
little
know that is
snippets,
fair use,
but
mate.
it's
That
put
is
together
fucking fair
into
use.
one
100%.
video.
Let me make my position clear. So there's no middle ground, right? I'm gonna make it very clear. That dating video is quintessential fair use, no doubt about it, right? I'm not going to lose I'm not going to give up my personal integrity to say that is not fair use. It's clearly fair use. Yes, you guys are 100% correct. And do I believe the copyright strike is appropriate for that? No, I do not, and I've told the person that before. So I just want to make it very clear. That video is quintessential fair use, no doubt about it.
And then I think it's
Thank you for
important
saying
that
that.
we acknowledge that that's not easy for you to say, Nate.
Yes.
He is your friend. You are in, you know, a group of friends that it's difficult. We've all been there, and want to thank you for being real. You're who I thought you're who I thought you were.
Yes, it's refreshing.
I've been impressed with your legal reasoning, and I just have to say thank you, because a lot of people want to dodge, and it's not easy, the position you're in. So thank you.
Well, you know, this is sometimes when you get bigger, you want to protect your brand, but this is just not the way to do it. So again, like I said, I'll have a conversation with them. I'll come back and let you guys know. All right, I'll say it this way: if someone told me Kurt was doing this, and I didn't have the proof, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, nah, this is right. No, it's that type of thing. But then hearing from what you guys were saying, and then seeing it for myself, it's just like, there's obviously something wrong here, and it's something, and maybe it's just that communication piece, right? I don't even want to communicate with these people, but I think if you want to have a YouTube community, if you want to be successful on here, you need to take a different tact, and you do more with honey than vinegar. But I do want to recognize though the outrage, because and personally I will say this: I do think these strikes are incorrect. I 100%, and I would be dishonest in not at least acknowledging that. And I think you guys are right to be outraged. But now I think there should be some correction to this.
Law and Crime says, we would like to congratulate Uncivil Law for the rapid advancement of his channel. Over the past weekend, Kurt has passed us on the YouTube leaderboard. Kurt now sits at number 2, just behind Quantum TV for abuse of copyright. Damn, people are not happy at all with Uncivil Law and striking some channel.
2 days later.
Okay. We've got a fun topic to talk about tonight, because this thing is not going away or dying down simply. So I guess I'll have to talk about it, which is fine. I planned on it anyway, and then Legal Mindset did a stream last night or this morning or whatever. I don't know what time anything actually is anymore because of time zones. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Kurt copyright situation. I think what Kurt did is a huge misstep. I think striking anything, doing a copyright claim on these things, especially a parody video, is not the right way to do it. And I think that it would be in everyone's best interest to remove those strikes. That's just my opinion on things. I think that's the right course of action. I don't denounce people. I don't, condemn people who are my friends over mistakes they make or perceived mistakes or decisions that I disagree with. If someone denounces me, I'm happy to reciprocate, but until then, no. And sometimes that has been to my detriment, but that's the type of person I am. I don't do that. If I denounced everybody in my life who made mistakes or made decisions that I disagreed with, I wouldn't have anyone in my life. So, but I'm not telling you guys what to do. But as a courtesy, don't fucking tell me what to do either, because I'm not going to do it. And the more you tell me to do it, I'll do the opposite. And the interesting thing about YouTube is you have the power to vote pretty clearly and pretty simply on what you approve of and disapprove of. Don't do what Kurt did. And Kurt, buddy, as a friend, you should fix it. You really should. You should fix it pretty much immediately. So non-excommunicate him, or now excommunicate him. Well, yeah, of course I've kicked him out of. Oh yeah, Kurt, you're kicked out of LawTube. That's as a matter of course. You're kicked out of LawTube. Wait, no. Hold on. He is not kicked out of YouTube or LawTube. Kurt, you are officially a member of LawTube now. You got to fix it. You got to fix it.